Hello everyone, Kevin Noviello here from Granite State Karate, and I'm coming at you with our series of Dream It, Believe It, and Achieve It. This is part one of it, Dream It. Now, the Dream It part is not about what you're dreaming for your kid. It's what we're going to do to help our child be influenced to dream their own. Now, when I tell influence, I'm not saying that you should tell them that they have to go to the Ivy League school that you went to, or you have to go be what you are, engineer or a veterinarian or any of those aspects, right? You're trying to find out what their dream is to be. Well, how do you do that? By asking them all the time. In our karate school, the day of promotion, when they get their new belt, or when they go for their black belt, I ask them, especially when they're at a young age, what are you looking to be when you grow up? It's one of my first questions. It might change, but we gotta have that ideas. What are their ideas? What are they really good at, right? What are we, like, we're the biggest influence in the world, but if we're influencing them to go to an Ivy League school and they find out they don't want to, they say 51% of kids going to college don't even complete it. Don't even complete it. And then they ask them, well, why didn't you complete it? Well, I felt like I was forced to do it, or my parents made me do it, or I didn't even know what I wanted to do, but I just went to college. And then all of a sudden now the debt's crazy, and then before you know it, they're in their 30s and 40s still paying off their college debt, which they might not even complete. So when we talk about Dream It, we've got to get them to have the self-awareness of what do they want to be. So we want to set that seed now, so when they graduate from high school, right, they have an idea. Do they go to college? Do they just go for a full-time job? I mean, people are making money on the digital platform more than ever. Podcasts, YouTube channels. I mean, it's all out there. It takes work, right? And with that scenario is making sure that they have their dream of what they want to do. They have to put the work into it, right? And that's important. Just because if your daughter loves arts and crafts doesn't mean she can't be a clothes designer, right? In New York, it doesn't mean anything. If your son really loves video games and want to be a video game designer, it can possibly happen. It can write code. It can be anything. I mean, going to college is great, but there's so many online courses now more than ever. You know that in 2020, that people bought online courses to self-improve themselves, right? $40 billion was spent on self-improving themselves. $40 billion across the world. That's an amazing statistic, right? People wanted to improve on themselves, and it wasn't going to college. It was doing online courses. No disrespect to colleges, but if you have someone that's in a niche of knowing something that's been successful at it, why would we want to learn from them as well? That I never went to college. And I'm able to be an entrepreneur on my own, but it takes hard work. It takes dedication. I had to dream it. I'll tell you, I dreamed of being a martial artist. I had a dream of being Bruce Lee when I was younger, and I was fascinated that he loved to teach other people. That was my goal, and today I was doing it. I wanted to be a professional hockey player first, but we all know being a sports athlete or an actor, an actress, right? That's a very hard thing to get into, and a lot of people, when they want to go for scholarships, right, for sports scholarships, they spend just as amount of money for them to get to that scholarship than they would have paying for the scholarship, even if they had a full boat free for 4 years. So with the Dream It, we got to see what they really want to do, because we are the biggest influencer. I believe that hands down, the parents are the biggest influencers, but we also have to let them grow. Forcing them to do everything, right, or doing it A through Z, and not having them have their own input, their own expression, their own desire, having their own self-awareness might be a turnoff, and they might not want to accomplish that. So we want to make sure that with this Dream It mentality is that we want to have them create goal setting. Okay, if that's what you want to do, how are we going to get there, right? Well, let's start doing this. Let's start experimenting. Okay, let's belong to this. Volunteer your time. Get involved in an activity. The internet, I mean, we grew up with a dictionary. Well, the dictionary is the internet. There's so much information, research, everything that you want. I still do it today, because I'm always wanting to learn, right? And when your child is dreaming it, they have that vision, right, the forward thinking of I want to be this individual and I want to be able to make an impact on the world in any way they want. And that's the greatest part about being in our country, is that you have that freedom to do that, right? Understanding what they're dreaming and have that passion behind it, they're gonna be able to have all of that excitement and that pleasure and that confidence that they did it, right? But if we're always holding their hand for them, it might mean not the same, you know? So we want to make sure, let's really, you know, help them understand their dream and not so much try to push our dream onto them, but we can also influence them in the right way, okay? So this is part 1 series of It's Dream It, and we're going to go on to the next one. We'll look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.